I'm not going to be long. Not that I know of. Okay. Morning, everyone. Yes, I'm here. Um, wow, that was good. Anyway, I'm on here. I got different downloads, and I was told all different things. I did recently put a video up. It was about misunderstanding backup plans. When I saw that, I agreed with the person who put it up, speaking about it, and I agree with them. And in the video called Misunderstanding, I explained what, if they saw my video prior. Anyway, I'm speaking about all different things. One, even more of light needs to be in all of us. Not talking about everyone that already, isn't doing anything, that they shouldn't be, or harming, etc. I spoke about a lot of things that needed to be, paid attention to. Bringing back old school love and, etc. That you need to set boundaries, but you don't go overboard. Whatever. You put out how you want to be treated. Not where you're doing things, to ruin other people's lives and not researching what actually can happen. But I'm not going to get into all that. People need to, start respecting each other. Doesn't matter, what it's about or whatever. It's not only like one person respecting another person, means that both of you need to respect each other. And, number one is, love. That brings everybody together. You get more opportunities, etc., etc. And then, communication. But the key is, communication. You need to speak with each other, try to solve things, etc. But the key is, you both have to listen to each other. And if you still, can't figure it out or whatever, okay, walk away for a little bit. Think about what each other said. And it could mean that, after you thought about it, you both, like I've been saying, you both might have the same idea, but it's spoken differently. Or, there's a little bit more. That's a good thing. You combined it, and there you go. You solved it, whatever. So it's like, you need to communicate and respect, whether it's, boundaries or whatever. Communication, listening, and loyalty. We all know what loyalty is, being loyal. If you are friends, well, then you be a true friend. If you're in a relationship, marriage, well, you go into it being true. And not go into it, what I said prior about the backup plan, which I don't know where all that came from, especially if they did see the very beginning, me speaking about backup plan, and not that long ago, that how they got that meaning out of being a backup plan, going into a relationship, but already have a backup plan with, well, if something goes wrong, well, I have another person. Well, I explained all that in my other video. That's not having a backup plan. Thing is, you go into a relationship or a marriage, with some, yes, it is true. You'll know if that is your person right away. That's rare. But like I said, you'll know. You don't go into, you need to learn about each other. I mean, enough. I mean, you should know at least by, probably 6 months. I'll just say, a year or whatever, if you know that you're going to be with them. But you don't leave or, look around when you're in a relationship, just in case. If you're not ready to hold down, a relationship, go find someone that, like I said, that wants to do what you do, don't want to commit or whatever. But anyway, with the loyalty, to be a true friend or spouse or, no, there's no other. If somebody needed to speak to somebody, and they chose you or whatever as a friend, if they had a bad day or they heard something or whatever, they wanted to, just talk. Being loyal, what someone tells you, you don't go and blast it to do gossip. If the person who's telling you wanted everyone to know, they would have said, hey, this happened and this happened and, what do you think or whatever. They wanted everyone to know. They wouldn't have came to you. And if a person is working for you, you have to be loyal. You don't put out there, what, somebody needs advice on or whatever. And also being loyal. If somebody asks, well, what do you think I should do? Obviously it's up to that person, but, they just wanted to, talk about it or whatever. They needed some ideas. You don't go and gossip and blast. Hey, you know what? This person is talking about this person. You think? Whatever. People don't do that. One, that's not respecting each other. And I spoke about in my other videos, women should stick together. Men should stick together. And then, our men and all men should always, protect women. And, women protect men. And everybody knows what I mean. I'm not like speaking about, and we need to protect our children and, and when I say children, I also mean animals. When you're in a relationship, of course, the man is going to protect. But, the woman could also, protect in other ways for the man. You're supposed to support each other. But I'm also bringing up loyalty is I just got a phone call earlier. Well, technically, pretty much yesterday. You see, because of my situation and me having, bodyguards since I was a baby, and really, like, where they had to be alert was when I was 15. And that includes, my family. And I know they are A1 loyal. You know, and, like I've been saying, you don't know who I know, and I have them all around the world, other than the ones I know in spirit and the underworld. The thing is, someone was supposed to only do one job. Only one. And it was small. And that person got told the rules, and one of them was being loyal, where whatever is told doesn't get repeated. Even, if it was something, funny or, whatever. And this person is with, us for years. I mean, not a lot of years, not as long as, my bodyguards. And, I met them once. We filled them in. And I briefly, very little, said a few things, what was going on. And, with some things, what happened. And that was it. Well, that person, said something about they wanted to know who my person was. And very nice. I just said, it's none of your business. I don't want to know. For their protection, I don't want to know who it is. Even though I do. But, I mean, I'm not 100%, but I do. And plus, anyone will know who their person is anyway. but it was none of their business anyway. So that was why I only met the person once. But the thing is, when I already know that my team, my bodyguards, all around, are A1 loyal and they're good men, I know that for a fact. But this one, like I said, only one little tiny thing, because I didn't want to bother, you know. All they had was one little thing. But that person didn't know that they were also being watched. Everyone is. And this person, I guess, didn't think that it would get back to me. Because, this person, while they were out with a friend, and another time with two, they didn't know who was around to hear. What I said to them, they repeated. I mean, that was nice that they were worried. Don't get me wrong. They did a great job. But they broke one of the rules. So that person had to be let go. I mean, it would have been nice. I mean, they seem like a good person. Would have been great, for them to be on our team. But they broke a rule. And this is how I work. You disrespect me once, you break any boundary, you break any rule. I don't care how well you work. You do, a great job. You break one. At that time when I met, all different things were going on. Whatever. I needed to get something out of me or whatever and tell very little what was going on. This way they knew. You know, we all went over the rules first. I mean, right then, they should have known. And, I am supposed to also, speak about, things being, well, I've been, of things being repeated over and over again. And everyone needs to make a choice because I keep saying it. I don't know when it's going to go down. But like I said, any moment, any day, or it already started. I know more got caught in my situation, and there's only a few left now. And I had over 1,000 people. Probably more. Well, obviously, if I said over 1,000. No. Excuse me for a minute. No. Come here. Good. So like I said, what you put out, if you don't want it back, what you put out, then I advise not to do it. And what's going on, these ones that, keep doing crap, putting fear, making up all kinds of news to put out. It's not like the news. I mean, yeah, it's them too, but, all these people to put fear in other people's head, minds, or whatever, how you want to say it. They don't realize when they're doing all this and, saying stuff, especially if they say, okay, this country or the United States did this, and, back and forth, whatever. This is how you start things, and I know it's done on purpose. And with some, people, they don't realize, they just want the news or whatever, not thinking that, one, all this negativity and lies they're putting out there to start things, but technically, other than the innocent ones, it depends on what it is, getting in the middle of everything. But I'm not the only one that keeps saying it. The ones of the light, innocent ones, the ones that don't, do harm, you do know that we're winning anyway. And the ones who are harming, starting things, doing magic, etc., etc., that you're only harming yourself, because it's going to come back to you. Most of them already know that, since, they get caught. And I always said, you hear things on the in the media, doesn't matter, online, on the news or whatever, all these hoax, or whatever. Check it out first. I said it in my other videos, I don't know why everyone believes the lies before they, know what the truth is. It's always either revenge or jealousy, etc., etc. All them people will get back what they put out, and a rude awakening. And I rather have, well, put it that way, not that. I used to, I didn't know that I was always lied to. And then all of a sudden, I learned little at a time what the truth was. Yeah, in the beginning it hurt, but I was glad that I knew what the truth was. And it made me feel better. Lies hurt you more, though. Because that will bite you in the butt. Especially when it comes to the light. I'd rather be on the light. And put truth out. And speaking of, the truth and everything, I don't know why people, pretend they don't understand, just to put the drama out there. I mean, truthfully, I don't know how that makes anybody feel better. And why anyone would, put someone else through something that you've been through. You know how it feels. But the thing is, you don't know what the other person is going through. So you don't know how they're going to feel. Could be worse than what you are going through. And that person could be an innocent person. You know. You know, take my brothers and sisters, you know. I'll just say, I mean, like I said, I have no title until I'm told what to say, who I am, then I will. Because I'm everything. Whatever I get from, you know, God or Spirit. But I do know that I was a chosen person to get the truth out and etc. But I don't say it. I like my brothers and sisters, you know. We put the truth out. And we were chosen to do that because, you know, we went through, you know, some spiritual, well, put it this way, BS. Because, you know, somebody didn't like what we were saying. So, the thing is, and that is because those ones sometimes think that we are speaking about them when, you know, everyone knows it's not personal. I don't know why, you know, things get twisted. I mean, if you have to twist something, you know, to make it, well, one, fit, but to judge who said it. Now, the thing is, if the message was actually for you, what you got twisted, you wouldn't have twisted it. See, some things, you know, like I said, how, well, and it's also how my brothers and sisters, you know, and some that I do come across, you know, everyone has their special message that they are given for everyone. I always said that. But if others says it, I mean, they'll get a little bit more because it was, you know, how they're supposed to receive message. But they also repeat it what, whoever said it. That means that whoever the message is for needs to work on it or pay attention. Everyone, and I mean everyone, it's not what we do. Everyone has a gift and a talent. And I said this in the very beginning when I started here on here. I think I said it last year too. Don't remember. But I know I said it. Everyone has their own special gift and talent. No one can copy it. No one can go into spirit and pretend that you are that person. I told you, when God made us, He gave everybody, a different whatever. I'm not going to get into it, but no one can get and pretend to be somebody because He put something on each and every one of us that detects that. And when, with, my family and everything, something's going on or whatever, protection mode automatically, well, it's always on, but you get what I mean. Our team, everyone has a spiritual team. They're with us at all times. And God hears, sees everything. But once you break that, like the ones, in my situation, well, they have no more gifts. They don't have any more protection. And I'm not the only one that said it. I mean, there's, like I said, there's a time and a place, to play around, make jokes, etc. Have fun. But when it comes to, I don't know, life in general, it's not a game. we all are supposed to be where, where everyone is comfortable, everyone, is safe, instead of, I don't know, somebody or a lot of ones think that it's up to them to, like I said in my last video, I mean, not last, the one before that, of who deserves what and etc. I mean, yeah, I'm repeating. I'm just going through everything that I keep, you know, that they wanted me to bring up. And it's starting to be, where I'm repeating. So I'm assuming it's not that I don't have any messages or whatever, but I guess those messages are put on hold because things keep popping up, which is the same. That everybody needs to pay attention. And research first to find out what is true and what isn't. Instead of just listening to lies or, I don't know, BS, or getting yourselves involved in something that, because you're going to get paid to do something which, you didn't check out first. Especially if it's, based on all lies on an innocent person. I know that I keep, like I said, I think I already, the last 3 weeks, I guess, I've been saying you need to choose what side. And I keep repeating different things. So I figured before they, tell me again, I might as well get all of it all in that keeps repeating. That needs to be brought up. And, keep the past in the past. Live today as today, And, if you say, oh, I should have, if I knew what I knew back then, well, put it this way. I mean, I said this before, but you, if you knew what you knew today, back then, you would have done things differently. Well, I say, well, you're still here. And you might have done a little here and there, good stuff or whatever. But you could do more. Thing is, if you just said that yesterday or whatever, or whoever's, still here, woke up, you have another chance. So instead of worrying about what you knew today that you didn't back then, if you did know, you would have done it different. Well, here's your chance. Don't worry about the past, what you didn't do. I mean, you had to accomplish something because you're here today. But now it's time. We need to work on our communities. Fixing that up. I did a video about that. Start telling the truth. Get to know each other. Help each other. Stop telling lies for innocent ones to be involved and be harmed or whatever. Because those people who do that, do things out of revenge and etc., 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 I said that, they're not going to like what comes back. Along with if they did something, to harm somebody and that person, they did it especially based on a lie and they actually, harmed that person, they get charged for murder or attempted murder, whatever. People don't realize what you could have been doing to make everything better. You wasted all that time when it could have been better by now. And because you didn't do that, the ones that are constantly, and the ones that were in all the groups that were told to stop, you wasted all that time when you could have been helping yourself and others around you. Now you just ruined your life because you're in prison or jail, wherever, along with everyone that got involved and everyone's bloodline. Not only, what you tried to do. I'm not going down the list, I can only speak about myself, but I can speak about all those lives, how they got into spirit, which, again, they were told how they got there. So now you have all them. really angry. Because, people don't know when to stop. They think you know, nothing's going to come back to them because they thought that they got away with it. No, the list was just getting longer. And just imagine, I mean, you imagine everything, like in my situation, what you thought you were doing. Imagine, now you have not only the karma that you know, that was on everyone's, family line, but you refused to, because you felt different or whatever, if it was broken, you have not only that back on, plus all the karma that you got, plus with me, you tried to attach yourself to me, not realizing that, I had other ones that I had to deal with, because each group probably don't know each other, but I don't know that. Some do, because, you got all these people. Each group got more people, or whatever, how you get what I mean. But, it's like each of their karma and each entity that you sent was returned. So what gets returned, it's worse than what you thought. And remember, all the cords that tried to attach, remember, they were also, everyone were cut but tied together. So all of you were all tied together. Remember, I had 10 different groups, okay, plus whoever they got. Now imagine this, okay? So, all of the different groups, plus who they got and you got, and etc., are all tied together. After all the cords were cut from me. And all your energies were blocked. So, whatever each group and whoever else is involved, you all get. And whoever you slept with, that was karmic and probably came together. I mean, I can continue, but you know, it was funny when you tried to, do it to me and probably to others or whatever. Doesn't matter. Doesn't faze me anyway. You thought it was funny. Not knowing. You all thought you knew me. Not knowing what, I had to go through in the beginning and my everyday thing that, I was supposed to do. You didn't know that. You thought it was funny to, each and every one of you throw all this stuff on me. I mean, yeah, I took care of it all because at that time, I didn't realize it at first, But then when I was supposed to be the bait or whatever, which I'm not going to get into, but, it's not funny anymore, right? Because it's getting returned. Well, that's not my problem anyway. Like I said, I stay out of people's business, even if they tell me, I'll help them or whatever, hey, here's an idea, whatever. But I don't go get readings or whatever on people. No one should. You were given a gift. You should have used it the right way. Because now you don't have it. Except, if you try, it goes back to you. I already explained that in another video. Where it's like a wall around you. So when you do it, it gets returned. It doesn't go anywhere. But anyway, people better, we all need to open our eyes. What's around us. Start paying attention. And start, like I said, again, speaking up. And for these ones, I mean, I know that they're saying that jails and prison, whatever, are getting all filled up. Well, start cramming them in. And those ones that are in my situation that mostly got caught, and the last of them, few, and ones like them, truthfully, they should all be crammed up together. Not, you know, or get another, really high electrical fenced place. Expand and make sure that nobody, gets out. Put cameras all over the place. Where, no one sneaks them out or do whatever. I mean, I was just told that. I don't know what goes on in there. I mean, I do, but, it's none of my business. I know to stay out of it. And, but some of you, or most of you, or whatever, all of you, I mean, it is sad to be there, but, and you guys, do, learn from what you did. I'm mainly talking about the ones that are in my situation. I don't know what any of you else did, and I'm sorry that you're there, but, if you did something, I mean, thank you for, serving whatever time you have to, but I'm only speaking about my situation and the ones are like them. I don't judge anybody. I know what it is like in prison and jail and all that. I know a lot of people that went. I heard different things, and I know not to be there. But most of all, I know not to be there is because, I'm not pissing off, or getting spirit mad at me. I mean, I forgot something. And the guy was like, we need to have a talk. Well, like I said in my other videos, that is worse than being in the principal's office. Believe me. So if anyone says that I'm doing magic, I don't do that. If you want to know the truth, you ask me. Or, better yet, ask God. because, you know, I might be his baby, you know. I'm not getting him mad. Mm-mm. No way. I know better. I don't, play into, because I'm his baby. I still need to listen and work hard. You know, that's what I was taught. I don't play into that. What is that called? Being spoiled? No, I don't play into that. You know. So if you hear or whatever, and the first thing that you think, well, is this true or whatever? Well, you go find out instead of just jumping into whatever. And that's with everything. You know, what's out today is getting really, ridiculous, you know, out of control. You know, it's one thing if you want to, do, I don't know, I'll just say stupid things or whatever. You know, like a scary thing or whatever, a skit. You don't constantly put fear out there. Or lies, like I said, with all these, stores getting, I don't know, all the shelves being emptied and whatever. That's, again, repeating. And like I said, 2024, almost just about 2025. We shouldn't be like this. We should be, mostly already doing better. And everyone should be comfortable. And more, generation after generation, it will get even more better, and etc., etc., etc. But, I don't know who came up with, continue to do the past, do the past, do the past, but more fear, more this, more that, more whatever. I said, this way, the water and our animals don't get, choke or whatever with, apparently I see it everywhere where the trash and the bottle, plastic or whatever are in the same area anyway. And, it gets, somehow gets, in the waters or wherever. You know, all this should have been solved by now, with the pollution and all that. And it's, you know, I'm not going to get into all that. You know, I don't do that type of jobs and stuff like that. Now, for like, when they travel, I said it, I threw out an idea, what I was told, you know, stop using toxic stuff or poisoning stuff and etc. etc. You know, why? I mean, it's not only hurting, whoever these people are trying to, you're hurting yourself or someone in your family, especially if you care about them. You know, we have to, teach our children to respect, stop bullying, stop knowing, you know, about weapons. A 5-year-old, saw a weapon in their home and was mad at the teacher. Well, they thought that, I'm assuming, didn't know better, but they did because they thought of it and shot the teacher. That's all uncalled for too. You know, we have to pay attention to that. If you have one, well, you should go by, protecting others and safety and teaching, I mean, everybody knows what you're supposed to do, but I don't know why it's not being done. And what else keeps coming up is, I did say everywhere, cameras should be, on, people's streets, to help protect, because a lot don't have to get anything, I'm highly protected. I have, well, I'm not going to say what I have, but believe me, it's a lot. I'm talking about others. I mean, I had to work at it for a lot of years to get what I had to get, other than my bodyguards. I mean, they were here, so it didn't matter how long it took me. But what I'm trying to say is, and these, like malls, restaurants, they, other than, the buildings and everything, where you park should have cameras. Because what keeps coming up is, how in the world are these fast food places are selling, what is that called? Federal? Something like that? And other stuff at these places to whoever, especially kids. Now, I just, an alert came up early yesterday, about this teenager went to one of these fast food, and I think it was Taco Bell. I can't remember where the other place was, but this person went and bought over 100 different drugs. $100. I'm sorry. Hold up. What? Mom, leave it alone. Nothing's on. What are you doing?
I'm putting the heat on.
Why? That hasn't been on.
It's freezing in my bedroom with the air conditioning blowing on.
That hasn't been on.
It's been on in my room. The air conditioner is blowing right on my feet and my chest. I can't afford to catch
Okay.
pneumonia.
Okay. I'm in the middle of something. Okay. Okay. Whatever. Sorry about that. And you know what? I'm not going to edit it out. But anyway, well, that teenager, is no longer with us. So, my thing is, I don't care who you are working there. I mean, somebody should have noticed something, or ones around there, and could have, put a stop to it right away if you saw it. It's called, you call, the authorities first. This way they will be caught or whatever. My thing is, why do people continue to keep this going? or anything. Well, I do have to go. This is long enough, and again, I'm not going to edit that out. And I hope you didn't hear other than what I was saying. And again, sorry. But you know what? That's an everyday thing. That's life. And, if you didn't like, that I didn't edit it out, well, I'm all a true person. And, I don't know how to edit anything out. Anyway, so, oh well. You heard a little bit what goes on every day. So, I'm not ashamed about it. That's life. I just keep on going. Anyway, everyone around the world, have a great day, morning, night, whatever. Sending lots of love and peace and light. And, well, ciao.